Okay, everybody, welcome back. As you know from last time, I had bought a auction lot for $62, and I was going to test out the cameras. Well, I did that. I tested a couple of cameras out, and I would like to show you the updates right now. First of all, I want to go first with the Yashica IC, or is it 1C? I'm not positive. I think it's an IC. I'm not testing the model of the camera. I'm testing the actual camera that's in my hand. So I'm not saying nothing bad about this model camera, because I'm sure it was probably a good camera. Okay. However, this particular camera, I couldn't even test it. It is immaculate as far as condition-wise, until you try to turn and switch your aperture. It just keeps going and going and going and going. So it's at a fixed aperture and shutter speed, and my guess is at 1/15 of a second, and the aperture is really tight, so it might be all the way closed at 22. But so I couldn't test this, so I did not even put film in this camera, and it's a shame because I don't even want it on my shelf because I don't have room for a non-working camera on my shelf for display. So we'll set that one to the side because I never tested it, and I'm probably going to get rid of that for parts, probably give it away actually. And yeah, we'll see. I'll see what I'm going to do with that. And now the next one up is the Agfa, the Optima 2. Now this camera, I did run film through this, and for some reason, when I changed the settings on this, everything was blown out. No matter which setting I had it on, no matter if it was an overcast day, because I did it 2 days in a row, a sunny day because I knew the next day was going to be cloudy, so I did it on an overcast day, and everything was absolutely blown out across the board. There are 3 settings on this. This is an auto camera. There are 3 settings on this. You have your landscape setting, then you have your, I guess, it shows like a crowd of people, you know what I mean? So I guess, your street photography, or even just like set distance closer than landscape. And then you have portrait. Okay, I used it on all 3 of those modes, and everything was absolutely blown out. Not a single keeper, and it's a shame because it does work. It works well. So I don't know if it's something I need to work on, maybe check a light seal or something like that. So I'm going to keep working with this camera, and I'm going to put more film in this later on. But I didn't get any usable photos off of this one. Okay, and that's a shame because I really like this one too. It was only $5, but I still really like it. So on to the next camera. Okay, so the next camera that I used was the Yashica FR2. This camera, believe it or not, it felt good in my hands. When I changed the apertures and I ran through them, everything clicks nice, everything opens and closes. The shutter, everything goes nice. Okay, the only thing is, when I ran Acros 100 in this camera, and the very first few, now I don't know how everybody tests their cameras, but let me give you an idea on how I test mine. Okay, what I do is I go wide open in the very beginning. Okay, I go for a 36 frame roll, and so I go wide open, and I take a test shot. Okay, and then I incrementally move, because this is also an auto camera, so I go to each aperture. Okay, and shoot frame after frame after frame of the same thing under the same lighting conditions at the same place at the same time. I go through every single aperture, give you an idea how this auto camera is going to take care of that, and how it's going to compensate and pick everything up. Now, when I went through this, each aperture, everything seemed okay. You can see the slight differences, with each one, but everything seemed to go okay. And, well, for some reason, some of them have this big bright flash right in the middle of the frame. Okay, and then 2 frames later, it's a perfectly exposed photo. I don't know exactly what that is. So I'm going to look at the light seals maybe, and if anybody has any idea on what it might be, please, let me know your thoughts on that. Everything works great on this camera. You know, like I said, it's an auto camera, so it only has auto, bulb, or flash. You know, that's the only settings that's on this dial. You know, and but I'm going to put a couple of those photos up here. Like I said, these were right next to each other, and we have a couple with the flash right in the middle. For some reason, that shows up, and it looks identical type of flash. So I don't know if it's something in the camera that's doing that. But then right after that, you have a perfectly exposed photo. So I'm going to put 3 of them up here for you to look at and give me your thoughts on them if you can. You know what I mean? On what it might be, on how to correct it. Okay. So let's take a look at them real quick. Okay, do you see what I mean? They had that flash right in the middle with the farm in the background down the road. I don't understand what that flash is. So, like I said, if anybody has any ideas, you know what I mean, or any thoughts on what that might be, please just leave a comment below and let me know, and I appreciate any help you can give me. However, moving on, the next camera that I tested is the Olympus OM-PC. Okay, this camera is really nice. I really like it the way it feels. I like how it shoots. You know, it seems very reliable. Now, the photos that I took with this, I used the FP4, I believe it's Ilford, and I do believe it's a 125 speed film. Yes, it is actually, and so I did, once again, I go through the aperture settings, you know, and shoot just like I normally do, and everything looked good, you know, and I took it with when me and my wife went to a flea market, and I took some shots there, you know, and everything came out very nice, you know. I even shot from the passenger seat on the way there and the way back, okay, and like I said, this is a 50 millimeter, so this is a great camera. I really, really like this camera. And this is a keeper for me. I'm keeping this guy. It's really nice. So let's take a look at the photos I got from this camera. Okay? And I'll show you exactly what I mean. And this is, once again, all of this was developed through Rodinal at 125 ratio. So let's go look at these photos quick, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the Polaroid. Okay, you see how nice those photos were? They came out really nice, you know, and those are untouched, by the way. Those are straight from the development to the scanner and straight onto my laptop. On a side note about this Olympus OM-PC is that if you look at this camera and look at every setting, look how it's made, every piece, every knob, every crank, absolutely positively everything on this camera, okay? Olympus did an OM40, I do believe it is. And they only released that over in Europe, but it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same camera, but I think it's called a 40, the OM40, and that was released in Europe. So just a little side note, a little fun thing to know. Okay, so, but yes, that was this camera, and I love it, and I'm going to keep it, and I think it's awesome. Now, like I said, we're going to move on to the Polaroid. Now, the Spirit 600, okay, is also one of the cameras that came in that lot, okay, and this camera shot really, really nice. Really nice. I shot a couple of my neighbor's truck. He has a couple of old vehicles, you know, and I shot of his truck in different angles, actually, even inside. I shot through the window inside. That has a little flare because of the glass. I forgot about the flash. But yeah, I'm going to put one up to show you exactly what it was, the way it came out from this. But this is absolutely great, and this one works perfectly. However, the white one that I got with that lot, the one, I believe it's a First Step, and it takes the SX70 film. Well, that one, I put the film in and it kicked out the dark slide, everything turned on, kicked out the dark slide, everything, that little piece on the top. And however, when I went to take a picture, it didn't kick anything else out. Nothing happens. So I kind of think that that camera actually is bad, because I've tried it like 4 or 5 times at 4 different occasions, like maybe something loosened up or whatever, and I kept trying it and it doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to put that in my changing bag and swap that pack of film into my other camera. Okay, so that one's a loss, but that's okay. All this other stuff works, you know what I mean? And I still have to test others. Now moving on to the Coolcam. This one I did not test yet. Okay, I figured we can test it right here. Brought myself some black and white Polaroid, and we can test it right here. So we'll open it. Fingers crossed. And there we go. Now, because I had that issue with the other camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this one to make sure that it does work and it does kick out a shot. I probably won't shoot it at you because I have a soft light right behind you there. And that's probably going to be a little bright. But maybe I'll shoot a camera here, you know, and see what happens. And there we go. So yes, it looks like this one works too. The Coolcam works. That is unbelievable. And that is awesome. And I love it. So, what have we learned so far? We've learned that somebody dropped this camera, because if you notice back here, the eyepiece is not even there either. You have the 4 dots where it should be, and it's not there. Okay, and then you have this that completely spins around. Okay, and there was something else. Yes, right here. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, but right here, that's a little tripod screw. So this actually snapped off of a tripod. So that's a little bit of a mystery solved. Okay, so this one is damaged. Yeah, we'll see what we're going to do with that. We also learned that I need to work a little bit more with this one. Maybe a light seal issue, or maybe I need to fine tune something, and I'll work with that one. The FR2 I'm going to work with because there's a flash inside there. And maybe if somebody knows what's going on with that, they can help me out with that, because the rest of everything else works. You know, I have the self timer. I mean, everything works on this camera except the results that showed that flash in the middle of the photo. So I'm going to work with that and get that done. And then we learned that the Olympus, the OMPC, is a great camera. Okay, it feels nice. It's nice and compact. It's good in your hands. It's not overly heavy, and it cranks, fires. It does absolutely everything perfect the way it should be, and so that is another awesome thing there. Okay, now in the meantime, while I was doing all that, I actually went out and then I bought this. Okay, it's a Canon A1, and I got it because it is in totally almost mint condition. It's totally clean. I only lightly gave it a light dusting and over top of it, you know, but it's completely clean camera. So I got the camera with 3 lenses, a leather bag, some accessories, and some filters, and it was $165. Yeah, I know that's a little high for what I usually buy, but this is well worth it. Trust me, it's well worth it. I ran a roll of film through here. Perfect, absolutely perfect, you know. And if you haven't noticed, I'm starting to really fall in love with black cameras, you know. So, and let's not forget my X700 as well. I was using this at a wedding, and there's actually still filming there with 2 shots on it. I should probably just like wind it or take those shots so I can develop it. But yes, another black camera, and yeah, I'm starting to really fall in love with the black cameras. So now it's not all the way out yet, but it's getting there. Okay. And so I'm saying that camera works as well. So what we have so far is, let me put that back. We have one camera that definitely works, as well as the two Polaroids. One Polaroid that doesn't work, a damaged camera, and two cameras I still need to work with. Okay, and so far that is where I'm at. Okay, now as far as next, while I keep working on these, I still have other cameras that were in that lot. I still have that point and shoot pick panorama, and I am going to shoot that one. And I'm not going to shoot the disposable camera, you know, because I mean it is what it is, you know, a disposable camera, you know. So I'm not going to shoot that one. But I also have the Minolta SRT 201. I also have that one, and so I got to shoot that one yet. And I do believe that might be, oh, the other point and shoot with the weird looking thing, the Chinon, or whatever it's called. I have that one yet. So I have a few more cameras to do, and I'll add another review after this one, and we'll take a look at all that, and I'll show you exactly what's going on with that. So, for now, I'm going to go. That was the review of the cameras that I've done so far. So I'm going to go for now. Thank you for showing up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to check back or hit the little bell sign up there so you can get a notification when I post the other one up, when I do the other review. Okay? So for now, I'm going to go. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.